A lot of times we don't even realize that we're getting in our own way. And if you're not careful, you will spend years upon years upon years holding yourself back for the things that you say you want to do. And until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine. I'm so glad to have you. And in this video, I just want to talk to you guys about self-sabotage. In case you didn't know, self-sabotage is just our way of protecting our ego from disappointment. We have fragile egos. A lot of us have fragile egos, and so you're terrified of feeling disappointment. You may not be aware of it, but your actions will show it. The excuses that you make, the way you procrastinate. You are terrified of disappointing yourself if you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if it doesn't work. So maybe you want to be a content creator. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to sell your products. You want to go live. You want to be an entrepreneur. But the reason why you haven't started, or the reason why you start, stop, come back, give up again, is because you're self-sabotaging. Your ego is terrified of putting yourself out there, trying something new, and potentially failing at the thing. And so you self-sabotage to avoid feeling that feeling of disappointment if it doesn't work. We will self-sabotage and use the excuse of, well, I'm just too busy to work on the thing. I have to work overtime. I have to do this with my children, my family. I have to take care of my parents. But in reality, you're not too busy because you're on social media all day. You're scrolling all day. You're binge watching Netflix movies. You're binge watching Hulu. You're catching up on your favorite TV shows. You are not too busy. You have time to gossip on the phone with your friends about celebrities and their drama. You have time to go to the latest happy hour spots and hang out with your coworkers after work. You have time to go on dates. You have time to do all of these things except the thing that you say you want to do that's going to ultimately change your life. And that's because you are self-sabotaging. You're not too busy. You're just terrified that if you let go of the excuse of I'm too busy, well then that would mean you'd have to do the thing, okay? Now you can't blame scrolling on social media. Now you can't blame your family. Now you can't blame working long hours at work. Now you have to actually do the thing because you let go of the excuse of I'm too busy. And if you commit, if you show up, if you give it all you got, and if you don't get the results that you feel entitled to in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, then you feel disappointment. And the reason why I say the timeline in which you feel entitled to, because a lot of times we underestimate how long something is going to take. Whatever timeline you think something is going to take, go ahead and 4x that, or in a lot of times 10x it. You have underestimated how much time it actually takes to build the thing that you want to build. That's why I say entitled. You feel entitled to the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to. The results always show up. They just don't show up in the time frame in which you feel entitled. You're self-sabotaging. You will self-sabotage and say, you will self-sabotage and hold on to toxic dynamics. I know I used to do that a lot. You'll hold on to toxic relationships. You'll hold on to toxic friendships. You'll hold on to toxic family members. And I'm using the word toxic because these people that you refuse to let go of or distance yourself from are not pouring into you. They're making you feel less than. They're not supporting you. They may be disrespecting you. They might be taking from you, using you, abusing you. You always find yourself going places and being around people who tolerate you instead of prioritizing the people who celebrate you. This is all self-sabotage because at the end of the day, you are terrified of who you would be if you cut those people off. Some of these people who are toxic to you, you've been friends with for 10 plus years. Maybe you've been in a relationship with this person for 5+ years, 2+ years, just a significant amount of time, right? Maybe the family who is toxic to you, you've been around your entire life. And so you're terrified of who you would be if you let go of those relationships. If you cut yourself off from them, if you distance yourself, if you started telling people, no, you are terrified of the woman you would be. But I'll tell you exactly who you'll be. You'll be a confident woman. You'll be a woman who now knows how to prioritize herself because she's not pouring into and overextending to people who are using you. You will be a woman who has energy now because you're not being drained of your energy by these toxic people that you refuse to let go of. You would actually get the stuff done that you actually want to get done because now you're not being used and abused. But you are so terrified of feeling disappointment if what you're working on doesn't work. So you will self-sabotage and hold on to these relationships that no longer serve you. And I just want to be clear. You will not get to where you want to be in life until you let them go. I'm going to say that again. You will not get to where you want to be in life until you let them go. You cannot climb new heights if you are being dragged down by people who do not want the best for you. You will continue to stay stuck until you let them go because they are draining you of your energy, whether that's your resources, whether that's your confidence, whether that's your support, whether that's your companionship. They are draining you of your energy, and you need your energy to show up for yourself. So I promise you, until you let those people go, you won't get to the destination that you want to get to. That is a fact. But when you let them go, you'll get there. And so that's why we self-sabotage. But I'm confused. We're so afraid of feeling disappointment in ourselves if we put ourselves out there, try something new, and we don't get the results that we want in the time frame in which we feel entitled to them. But there are already things in your life that you're disappointed about now. Maybe you want to start a business. You want to create content because you want a second stream of income. Maybe you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and you would love to sell your products so you can create a second form of income. Maybe you want to create content because it's something you've always wanted to do, but you're just terrified of what people are going to say about you if they find out that you have a YouTube channel. Maybe you're tired of giving up on yourself. You're tired of starting and stopping. You're tired of telling yourself that you're not good enough and that you can't do these things, and you just really want confidence in yourself. Every day that you live like that, the way you're currently living, that's another day that you're still living in disappointment. Because there's things about your life that you're not 1,000% happy with. And the only way that we can fix it is if we change. We cannot bring more income into the household and stop living paycheck to paycheck if we don't have any products to sell. You can't stop living paycheck to paycheck if you don't post the content to let people know about your products and services and how you can help them. How can you build your confidence? How can you start feeling better about yourself? How can you build up the strength to cut people out of your life who are draining you, who are using and abusing you and being toxic to you, if you never keep the promises that you make to yourself? See, your confidence is who you think you are. But you're not going to think highly of yourself if you keep giving up on yourself. That's never going to happen. So until you start showing up for yourself, until you start making yourself a priority in your own life, you will continue to lack confidence. That is a fact. And every day that you keep giving up on yourself, every day you keep breaking the promises that you make to yourself, you're living in disappointment because you still don't have the confidence that you say you want so badly. So either way, you're living in disappointment. So the only way to fix that is to change. You have to start showing up for yourself. You can't keep holding on to the I'm too busy excuse, because that I'm too busy excuse is not getting you anywhere. And I don't have to convince you. Look at the results in your life. Are you where you want to be? Is your platform growing the way you want it to grow? Are you making the sales that you want to make? Do you have the financial freedom that you've been begging God to give you for years? Because if the answer is no, then that means it's time to change, because what you're doing currently is no longer working. Got to stop self-sabotaging. And people say, well, it's scary. I'm scared. Isn't it scary to live your whole life and not do the things that you want to do because you won't stop getting in your own way? Isn't that scary? You haven't realized that you only get one life? You haven't realized that yet at your big age? A lot of y'all older than me. You haven't realized that yet. So you're going to continue to let weeks and weeks and weeks go by that you'll never get back because you don't want to change. You don't want to stop running with the excuse of I'm too busy. You don't want to cut these people off who aren't doing anything for you. These are grown, able-bodied adults and they're taken from you. They can go out and get a job. They don't need you. They can go get a car. They can go find their own ride. They can show up for you in the way in which you show up for them. They just choose not to. And instead of you removing those people out your life, you want to hold on to it because y'all been friends for 10 plus years. She's never been a friend to you. You've been a friend to her. She's never been one to you. Got to stop self-sabotaging because it's not getting you anywhere. And the only thing that you're left with in the midst of self-sabotaging is regret, resentment. Those are heavy emotions to carry every single day. Frustration, anxiety. And you wonder why. You wonder why it's so hard for you to show up and do stuff. Well, look at all the negative emotions you carry with you every single day. You can't do good things for yourself if you don't feel good about yourself. It's not going to work. People who are depressed cannot show up and do good things and pour into themselves because they're depressed. So in order for them to start showing up for themselves, they have to get undepressed, which means they have to start showing up for themselves. If you don't, you will continue to feel the way you feel. And you'll continue to get the results that you've been getting. It's inevitable. You have to feel good about yourself. So you have to take small steps. I say this all the time. Take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and just do something a little bit different today. Just 30 minutes. What is 30 minutes? The fact that you act like 30 minutes is so much is crazy. You spend 30 minutes scrolling on Instagram while you're on your lunch break. That's time you could be working on the thing. What are we talking about? You lay in bed and you don't go to bed right away. You lay in bed and you scroll. And then half the time you let the phone hit you in the head because you've fallen asleep while you scrolling. But you don't have 30 minutes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So if every single day you just choose to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, do something just a little bit different every single day, just imagine the progress that you would make in 2 weeks. Just imagine the progress you would make in 6 months, a year, all because every single day you decide to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and show up for you. You decided to stop self-sabotaging. You decided to put yourself first in your own life, which you only get one of. I can't make this up. We are getting in our own way. Our lack of consistency, our lack of discipline, our lack of follow through, our lack of prioritizing ourselves, that's just us. Procrastinating, talking about what we're going to do later, knowing damn well you're not going to do it later. You already know this. You've proven this to yourself that you're not going to do it later. So stop talking about later. Just do it now. Just do it now. You don't need to wait for Monday. And I really believe too, I know this is off topic, but I really believe too that sometimes when you keep putting stuff off, it's really just because you're not ready yet. You're just not ready. You want to be ready, right? It sounds cool to be ready, but you're just not ready. A lot of times we don't change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. I have been talking about for years I wanted to lose weight. I had been obese for years, okay? And I was always talking about later, I'll start losing weight later. But the reality of it was I wasn't ready to lose weight. You're not going to lose weight until you are really ready to lose weight. You can't bully someone into wanting to lose weight. Until they are really ready to lose weight, they will continue to push it off. It doesn't matter what chronic illness they get diagnosed with. It didn't matter for me. I already had high blood pressure. I already was pre-diabetic. I already had high cholesterol. Those things had already happened. And I still was procrastinating because I just wasn't ready. Sometimes, a lot of times, your procrastination is just showing you where you are mentally, and you're just not ready. You haven't hit that brick wall. Maybe it's not even really something that you want to do, but something that you think you should do. Maybe it sounds cool. You would like to, but it's not something that you're hungry for. A lot of times the procrastination that we do, it'll tell you, it'll give you the answer. But either way, you've got to stop self-sabotaging. Because if you don't, you'll continue to get the same results you've been getting. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you self-sabotaging? What is an excuse that you're holding on to as to why you haven't started the thing? I would love to read what you guys have to say. Also, make sure you guys join the Patreon if you haven't already. The link is down below in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.